Oh, hey guys. So, we're here in Florida. I don't remember when I last left you guys. I will say though, from last video, it'll make sense. Obviously, I'm talking ahead. I'm in the future. Y'all are in the past right now. I'm no longer taking the iron. It was a little too much, so I need to get a smaller dose when I go home. But I'm still taking everything else is the same. But here in Florida, at TA, and the edge of Mariana, whatever. And it's actually one of my favorites because it's real easy, especially 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning. All these ones that ask the interstate, pretty much look at the shop. It's real easy to get in here and then get out, especially as a night runner. That's the real struggle is, I can easily park, but can I easily get out? That is the issue. So knowing how to park is half the battle. That was fun learning that early on. Luckily, common sense has always been pretty strong in my head. So, a lot of change up there. I don't got marbles, I got change. Truck is idling because, as soon as I'm done making this video, I'm going to be cleaning this truck. And I literally have a shop vac in here, a literal shop vac. It's up in the top bunk. The hose is long enough so it reaches the whole truck, even the front, underneath the pedals and everything. So, and it's like a 5-gallon bucket. But when it runs, it gets a little fucking toasty in here. Not so bad in the winter, horrible during the summer, or, warmer months. Like right now, it says it's 83 degrees outside, and it's 9 a.m. So I'll figure to leave the truck running that way. I kick up the RPMs, make the AC run better, cool bolt, front end sleepers as I'm vacuuming, and I got cleaning to do. Shit, licking himself over there, full French girl, licking himself. Yeah, he's over there enjoying himself. But he makes a mess. So do I, though. I can try to not track things in, but things just get, tracked regardless. But after close, between him, me, whatever. Also, I gotta replace the rugs anyways, due to the whole February incident. I just never have. I forgot to do a lot of shit when I was home, but that is not the point of this video. So before I get a little too, sidetracked and going off on a little whatever tangent, this video is pretty much based off what makes a good company driver. I've been asked this quite a bit. I've been asked shit. Because, okay, a side note. I am in the top 1% for miles to JCC. Part of that's my choosing. Well, actually, it's all my choosing. If I'm going to run, I'm going to fucking run. There's not going to be no half-assing it. It's also why I don't do recaps. Pro tip. I only do 1 or 2 days at most of recaps. If there's less than 8 hours, I don't even bother unless I need it to I'm pretty much there to deliver. I can pretty much touch the tip, right? I'm an hour or two away. Fine, I'll run it if I have less. But no. Otherwise, I'll just reset. I don't care if I reset early, mid trip, or what. I don't give a shit. If it's gonna make me more productive, I will just reset. But besides the basics, moving the load on time, getting up, not necessarily after 10, but doing your 10 and getting up and moving, doing common sense things. Other than that, it comes down to there's a few little things and a lot of big things. A lot of people have the wrong outlook when it comes to being a company guy, okay? They look at it like, why would I bend over backwards for the company? It's that's the wrong attitude. Complete wrong attitude. It's a partnership. You and the company got to work together. Just like how with a relationship with your dispatch is good. Pretty much, there's a joke in here. It's like a marriage. You're literally married to your dispatcher because that can make or break how you feel about the company. And when I mean by partnership, you both have to work with each other. If you want to help them out, they will. And granted, as long as it's a decent company, not no fucking stereotypical company, and not always Mega, because Megas, there's only so much mileage around that can go around. More, I mean, well, JCT has 800 trucks, but they're not thousands of trucks, you know. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can still work at a large company, but not where, for example, night, when I was only averaging like 2,500 miles a week, and I was asking for more, like, type thing. But like here, for example, I came in here my first 2 months. So you have to, when you join the company, you can't have all these unrealistic expectations, right? You have to earn some of your shit. Like, you have to, and that may sound like, oh, you're just bending over for the company. No, because I mean, they don't know who I am. They don't know, does this guy talk on the walk? Is he actually gonna, you know, go for the walk, or is he just talking big game? Why, if let's say I hired you, right? Why am I gonna bend over backwards for you if you're a shitty ass fucking driver who can't even, bitches all the time, can't do their job, and you're always giving me a headache? Why? When I can turn around and bend over backwards for your coworker who is willing to run and does his job, I want him around. I don't want you. See, that's what I mean by partnership. It goes both ways. So when I came here, it was what, last week, October 2021. So those first 2 months, I only got like 19,000 miles. But there was a couple of high mile weeks in there. They were testing me out, like, because companies do this. They'll test you to see what you do, what you can handle, how much can they throw at you. And then as I started going into 2022, it wasn't until about end of February is when they really started throwing miles at me. I mean, yeah, I was getting 10,000 miles, you know, average for the first 3 months. I mean, 30,000, that's average driver only does 100,000 miles a year. So, you know, 10,000 miles a month was considered average. But it wasn't until February that miles really started ramping up. For example, in May, I did 15,000 miles. Quarter 2 and quarter 3 combined, it did 83,000 miles. If you combine them, meaning if you divide that, that's 6 months, right? Divide that, that's 40,000 miles in each quarter, at least. Now, how did I earn that? Simple. I don't have a single service failure. I've only been a driver 2 years, almost 3. Not a single service failure. And by the way, I don't do 10s. My 10s aren't a thing unless I really have to. I only do 10s if they're absolutely necessary. So meaning when I'm doing my 10, it's more like 12, 14 hours. And yet somehow I'm still getting there early. How am I doing that? Simple. I don't do recaps. Recaps don't exist to me. I treat them like they don't thing. So because recaps, for example, at 70, this truck's going to 70. That's realistically, you're only going to be doing on average 550 to 600 miles a day. So you have a cap with that. If you do that times 7, granted, you can keep running, but yet if I run like that, like right now, this truck is 70, I'm doing it from 720 to 750 miles max. And on average, I'm easily doing 730, 740, well, 720, 730, so easily, very easily. So even with my resets, I'm still going to outpace you. Especially if I'm doing rolling resets. Like, I have not done a stationary reset where I've been empty in 3 weeks. They've all been under a load, which keeps my pace way ahead of you. See, there's little things like that you could do. Also, the whole point about being a good company driver is just run. Don't turn down loads. Do not. Okay, when I'm not saying like, oh, like, yeah, I'm a night runner. Pretty much, I only run nights. Right? That's pretty much my only real thing. Thanks, Cat. Yeah, take a leak. Keep your moody down though. But I don't really have any other like specifications what I won't do. Like, I'll run Northeast, don't prefer it. I'll run the East Coast, don't prefer it. I'll go pretty much anywhere. Just my expectation is, if I'm gonna run, you better throw the miles at me. Okay, but like, for example, you come here as a new guy. What's probably gonna be your home time? Probably 3 days for every month you're out. But see what I'm saying? It goes both ways. there's leverage and things you can earn. And if you prove that you are a great driver and you take this job seriously enough, you can get that much higher. What do I mean by that? Let's say you like running out, you're one of those guys that like staying out for, a couple months, 2 to 3 months at a time. You could probably get almost a whole month off, meaning like 3 weeks off in a row. If you stay out for like 1 quarter. That's the thing. Give and take. But if you're a headache driver, though, they're not going to do that for you. Nope. No. They're not even going to try to work with you. I mean, they might in the little things. But for example, here we go. Here's another one, right? Doing the simple things that your job requires, that for some reason, it's really hard for people, right? Has actually increased my pay in some areas. There's that video where how was it? Let's see if I remember the title. Quality Roadside Matters or whatever. I mean, I don't remember the title. It was a shitty fucking title. I couldn't think of one. Well, pretty much, there was a shitty roadside repair done. When I did my pre-trip, all the studs, and lugs, well, the lugs were tight. Nothing, there was no obvious signs anything was going to go wrong. 500 miles later down the road, it's still pitch black, and the whole axle's pretty much destroying itself. Like, the studs are sheared off, the lugs are coming off, bolt tires are coming off. Like, the whole thing is like disintegrating. All because I guess it wasn't tight, it wasn't properly torqued down, and between the load and the wind and everything, it just destroyed it. It's just friction. I mean, yeah, that part of the reason why I didn't catch it too. I would have felt it if it was not the crosswinds, but I mean, it was 60 mile an hour gust winds, and I mean, I was being slapped around before the roadside, so it's like, as long as much I can do. I mean, like, as soon as I saw daylight and I saw the issue, I mean, I immediately was like, I kept the wheels under me. They were just going off when I parked. So, I am a person to check I wash my mirrors. The wheels stayed underneath the trailer. That is important. But they only pay $200 for breakdown pay per 24 hours. I was down for 4 days babysitting that trailer. I got $1,200. So pretty much I got actually no, it was 3 days. That 4th day I was moving. So I got $1,200 for 3 days. So I could double that breakdown pay. Only because I earned shit. Like, I've earned some leverage. Not to mention, I pretty much said, hey, I got bills. Like, I was like, hey, I'm not going to babysit this fucking trailer for, however long for $200 a day. I have bills to pay too. And I've been sitting here for 3 days. I was on the side of the road for 50 hours while they twiddled the thumbs because places were closed on the weekend. So, yeah, shitty timing for it to happen. And then they paid me after it was the load was translated. They paid me to drive it like 300 miles down to the yard. That's, axle chained up and everything. That was a shitty ride, by the way. Shitty fucking ride. For those who don't know, that axle didn't want to slide either. That whole thing was fucked. A 53-foot trailer with one axle, one live axle, and there's 2 on it, makes for a bumpy fucking ride. That trailer is all over the place of any wind. There is no stability with that. Yeah, I would have said that the tandem's all the way back if I could. Well, axle. I mean, it's no longer a tandem when you only have one live axle. But no, it didn't want to slide. So I was stuck at the 40 mark, just like watching it do this, and like you hit a fucking bridge. Like it's bad with 2 axles. Hit a bridge with little potholes, dips for launching the trailer. With one, that thing would scare people. That when she went airborne, that was terrifying because I felt it. So that was a little fun for me. But it comes down to the little things. Just I don't understand how people struggle with this. It's like literally just do your fucking job. That's all it comes down to. Like just do your job. Like those who have been around know I run. Like I don't give a shit and I just run. Because my thing is too, it's not really the company I'm sacrificing for. It's for me, and for my future. This truck I'm in. Let's see. As of what's the fucking date right now? The 15th. Okay, so I've been out of home time for 3 weeks. By the way, 3 weeks. I've just turned in this month already. In the first 15 days, 7,000 miles. So if you divide that by 2 weeks, well, technically 15 days, but 2 weeks is, technically it's my 14th, even though just Parks is the 15th, it's the end of my 14th day. It's 3,500 miles in 2 weeks. Oh, per week. Plus the first week, because I don't have that on my monthly, tracking, because it was last week of May. So from May going into this month, well, the first week, so was the 5th or whatever, so technically there's 4 days. I've done more miles technically, but that's when that trip turned in. The way to do things is, like, for example, if you get a trip like the last month of, May, even if you turn it in 3rd of April, or 30th of April, right? Turn it in the 3rd of May, that's still April miles, because it got dispatched in April. So those miles still count as April, so I don't know why I can say May. So technically, in 3 weeks, I have over 10,000 miles. Because from the 25th to the 5th, or whatever the fuck that Monday was, I ran 3,700. So yeah, you can easily get the miles. But you have to show you can earn those miles. Fuck. How did I get 83,000 miles in 6 months? Because if you divide that, that's impressive. Because that was also, anybody's been around this channel long enough knows I had a lot of unexpected downtime last year. This truck, it started off good, but between this truck and this cat, yeah, shit got a little weird at times. Like, I easily, like, on between my mom too, because end of May last year, my mom was in the hospital for 2 months, and she almost died, and I did lose a week there. So, I'm her POA, I had to go home, make sure she was okay too, especially the first week, because that's when they didn't know what the fuck was going on, if she was going to make it or whatever. So I was in Texas when I got that call. This company was fucking lucky I was even willing to deliver that load, because, I mean, granted, I didn't get a rental car anyway, so I was like, fuck it, figure. I said fuck it, risk it, but I was, I was stressing out during that. Let's see. I think across all of 2021, I think I had like total like a month and a half of downtime, unplanned downtime. Because this cat, this year in February, fucking, what was it, 8 days I think it was, just straight sitting around waiting for him to fucking stop trying to kill himself. So I mean, it's not like, if you divide those 6 months, just divide it by 83,000, or 83,000 divided by 6. That's like, what is it, 13,000 some change? I forget. I did it for one of last year's videos, but I forget. And you know how many 4,000 mile weeks I got in that period? A lot. Oh, here we go. Fun fact. You want to make some great money? Don't go home during November, and don't go home for Thanksgiving and Christmas. There's a pro tip, by the way, especially in this company, because while everybody else goes home, what does that mean for you? If you're willing to sacrifice or go home early enough to celebrate those holidays earlier, come out when everybody else is home, you can maximize your profits. I ran 30,000 miles. It was like 33 something. I don't know, 31 in November, December combined. Not even including October. And also, there we go, October 2021. I ran 1 week. Not because I was home. I was home for 1 week. I wasn't planning on staying home very long. Well, to be fair, also weather was kind of acting up. 'Cause I'm from Wyoming, so I was like, I'm not staying home because I might get snowed in and not get out because I have a trailer with me. So there's that. Plus the wind. The wind was, no. It was due to circumstances. I left home early. I was wanting to stay home for 2 weeks. I was down for 3 weeks in October. I ran 1 week, and in that 1 week I ran like 3,700 miles. So yeah, I mean, if you, I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just like, just come out here, show the company you can do it, build relationships, learn the system, don't abuse your leverage and some privileges you earn. Meaning, know when to use them. Like home time, not right away. You're gonna have to, take your licks or whatever fucking terminology you want to use. Kind of earn that. And then, as people start learning you. Because, by the way, most of the planners that deal with me, they know me by name. They don't know me by my truck number. I mean, yeah, I tell my truck number, but they don't know they know me by name. Or by mention. For example, we had to play the planner. I love dealing with this dude. He's my hometown planner, right? He was the guy that, anytime I was in a home area, he's who I dealt with. Great dude. How many times I would hear through other people and him and, everybody else that he would be talking to other drivers saying, yeah, I wish we had more guys like him. Like, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. If you can, earning that, well, you're not really, you're a driver in a truck, but you have more than a truck number attached to you, will earn you a lot of things. Some of it's not so great. It also means you're going to be saving a lot of bullshit too, meaning, oh, this trip's late, can you save it? It's like, they expect to be a miracle worker. It's like, okay, fine, so I could try, or at least get it moving. I mean, there's been all kinds of loads last year I always saved within 5-15 minutes. It's like, I don't know how the fuck we got there on time. Also, Night Runner has some privs too. No, don't be afraid to run nights. Too many goddamn old people out here don't like running nights, and it is some of the greatest. Yeah, it all depends. Okay, well, it depends. Like, for example, me, I generally run 2000 to like 1000 window. That's the window, which means I'm almost guaranteed parking. Yeah, traffic, morning traffic is suck at times, but fine. But I'm almost guaranteed parking. And most of my drive is just flip a switch off and just cruise. So, what else do you guys think, that I missed that would make a good company driver? I'm pretty sure I covered most of it. The problem is this company, or not this company, this industry is too easy to be lazy. And it's not really a first career, and that's really what most of it comes down to. Like, I've done commercial 10 years, and I'm doing this job because I was a medical courier I was working about 30-35 hours a week, depending on, what season it was. Like, it was slightly long in the winter because, well, obvious, especially when you're on snow and ice. But I made $50,000. That is great. That's $30 an hour, right? Props. Why the fuck give it up then? Oh, my own vehicle, and plus, wildlife in Wyoming are kind of big and they kind of hate me. So there's that. So I moved here, right? And this job's easy. Like, it's literally, it's all schedule based. Yeah, sure, it sucks sometimes. Waiting sucks sometimes. Oh, okay. I'm gonna mention this one. Knowing when to put your foot down doesn't matter. But flat out just turning down loads just to turn on loads, no. When I say put your foot down, I mean, like, good companies won't expect you to be a robot, so I'm not even talking about that. But I'm saying, like, for example, they're trying to force a swap on you. No, you don't have to do a swap. I mean, sometimes you should, because you shouldn't turn down all of them. But, like, no, I'm not going to do a swap. Or, you really, really do not like that shipper here. Fine. Little shit's fine. Just don't make a habit of it. That's what I'm saying. Knowing when, not always doing it. Because, yeah, let's be honest. I want more drivers like me out here. Like, it would make things a lot simpler, a lot less headaches. Because more of me means I have less headaches from other drivers that do affect me. Because, yeah, other drivers in this company affect me at some point. They do. Like, no. I'm going to do the real quick TLDR because this video is 25 hours. And for some reason, I'm getting itchy over here. I don't know why, but whatever. I asked you to swap. Oh, no. I was at home time, okay? And they called me up saying, hey, we need a big favor. We want to pay you extra for it. And I was like, okay, fine. Where's it at? And he's like, oh, you're going to have to drive like 6 hours to go do a swap. I was like, okay, fine. I get about an hour away, and I called the driver. No answer. So I called dispatch. And they're like, oh, you're still the shipper. I was like, That's like 7 more hours away from me. Like, oh, well, you know, yeah, he just got loaded, so he just put his load to call in. Like, the dude was lollygagging. He was being lazy. Pretty much lollygagging. He just put his load to call in, and he was heading up. Fine. Okay? Anybody knows Nebraska and Iowa and that whole corner in Kansas City and everything? That whole area, okay? He's supposed to meet me in, what, Grand Island, I believe, so he's got to go that way on Highway 2. Like, literally, this is the way it looked like on the map. Okay? Why the fuck is he going this way, straight north? So one, he wasted time doing that just to go over. And like it was like I've been trying to call this dude for every new swap dispatcher setting, like every meetup spot. Because now there's no point in me turning around and going home. I'm already fucking out here. Already 6-7 hours in, and they still can't get a hold of him. Okay, so I keep driving. I eventually keep driving. I'm going towards him pretty much. What I'm doing. I'm just literally driving towards him to run out of hours. Eventually he parks. Doesn't send a message in. Doesn't say anything. Doesn't call nobody. I called him 3 different times, by the way. Dispatch called him 4 different times. Where the fuck did this motherfucker go? Yeah, he got a whole whopping like 3 hours of dry time in and parked to shut it down. So yeah, not only did he piss me off, where I'm no longer going to do anything for him, he pissed off the company and pissed off the planner. Did that load make it on time? Yes. How close was it? I was a night runner, now having to get up every fucking minute. I had to be on the road, but the minute my 10 was up, run days, and it still barely made it there. 15 minutes to spare. Which never should have happened in the fucking first place. So yes, like I said, shitty drivers do affect you at some point. So the less shitty drivers you have out here, the less chance you will be affected. And that's a headache. I mean, it's not the end of the world. But that was bullshit. And when I even got there, he didn't even drop the trailer. It was still attached to him. It's like, so I mean, what the fuck? He knew the swap was set up. The planner talked to him before he even went home. And this was like 9 hours later when I finally find him. And the reason why I found him is because they were tracking the trailer. I was literally going the ping of the trailer. That's all I knew. So, yeah, so not only was I pissed when I got there, he was all sleeping, of course, because, you know, wow. Heaven forbid you do your fucking job. But anyways, like, yeah. So I know it sounds stupid, but yes, you will be affected by shitty drivers. So the less we get out here, the better. But anyways, you guys stay safe out there. Catch you next time. Bye!